Hey guys, thanks for stopping by my channel. Today's video, we're taking a look at a few books. I just got the brand new release of Kango Iguska's book, Leon's Journey, and I have a few others that I've picked up over the past few months that I thought you'd like to take a look at with me as well. So I just got this in the mail from Amazon. I pre-ordered it. It was released about a month ago in the UK. This is how the book arrived. No bag or anything. It just showed up on my steps just like this. And I was like, oh, okay. Which I'm not too happy about that. Like it just had the label slapped on. So I was like, oh, at least it appears to be in good shape. Sometimes Amazon's a little bit rough with books, but it looks like it's okay. I do have a few of her other books. I don't think I have all of them. The ones that I do have, I think, are either Japanese versions or Dutch versions, I think. I do recall... very pretty cover, nice muted cover. I have heard that the US version, the paper's not as nice as some of the other versions of these books. We'll see. I really mainly just got this because just for the artwork more so than actually I probably won't color in this book. But I just really like this artist and I like to have the artwork. And I do love cats as well. I was kind of wondering, that's some nice colored photos in the front. That's very nice. I was wondering, I pulled out this Enchanted Animal special that I have from the same artist. When did this come out? I don't remember. Let's see, what does it say? It just says 100. And this was all exclusive designs when it came out. So I was wondering if any of these would appear in this new book. So I'm gonna check it out. So let's take a quick flip of this book and see if we remember what we're looking through in here. Maybe you guys might pay attention better than me and see if any of these images look familiar or if this is a whole new book we have here. So colored art provided by, oh, this is all different. Oh, that's nice. All different artists or colorists colored these images for the book. That's very cool. I like that. See the paper, original designs. The paper doesn't feel so bad. Let me see if I can grab one that I have quickly. Here we go. I have, this might be Japanese, I'm not sure. But I want to see if the paper feels that much different than the thing. I don't think it feels much different. Actually, I think this feels a little bit thicker. This might feel a little bit more not as slick as this one. This one feels a little bit more slick, I would say. But I don't think it's so bad. A cat named Leon lived in a rural village that was blessed with abundant nature. His home was an empty piece of land filled with a soft covering of clover, held a carefree life. Oh, he led a carefree life. That's a little bit of a spelling mistake there. Always playing and arguing with the other local cats. One day, a family who loved animals visited while on holiday with their own pets. They had a capricious cat named Lily, 2 cheerful puppies named Latte and Mocha, and a wise owl named Baron. Leon was out on one of his usual walks when he happened to see Lily. She looked so different to all of the other local cats that Leon couldn't take his eyes off her. Leon and Lily ended up spending some fun and colorful days together with the other animals, joined them on their adventure. So we have a little cast of characters. I do love when a book has a through storyline. That's always fun. This definitely would be a challenge for me to color. I'm definitely not, I don't have the patience or the ability to pay attention for that long a period of time to be able to color. But maybe one of these little squares, blocks. Somebody did ask me to do a color along in one of her books, and I was like, oh, I'll try, but I probably won't. But I could try maybe one of these little squares one day. Very beautiful illustrations. I don't think this is anything in our coloring heaven, so to my knowledge, I don't think so. But I might look more carefully later on. Maybe figure out, or if any of you guys know, you can leave me a comment or let us know if any of these are repeats. Rainy day fashion for animals. I like how they're kind of storyboarded comic strips. Their vacation was over and they were all well rested. The family, with Lily in tow, headed back to their home. Leon sprinted off in pursuit of their car, running as fast as he could to try to catch up with Lily, but soon the car disappeared out of view. Even though Lily was long gone, Leon walked on in the direction of the car. He felt unbearably sad without his new friend. Soon a massive flat space stretched out in front of him. It wasn't land, it was the first ocean Leon had ever seen. Having left his lifelong home, Leon discovered a seaside village. It was from here that he would start his hope-filled journey to find Lily. Oh. Hopefully they find each other in the end of this story. We'll keep reading it. I wasn't planning on reading this. I didn't even know there was a story in here, but we'll keep reading it and see what happens. Cafe Martin, Marin, very cute. He's in like a little seaside town. Meet some rabbits and some fish. These are nice little quick things we can color. Sort of like Johanna Basford's, what was that one called? The little pocket one. Small Victories? Yeah, I think so. I think she's coming out with a new book soon as well. Lily was home, but she felt sad and angry without Leon. She showed no interest in the toys and treats she used to love so much. The other animals were worried about her. They tried all sorts of things to cheer her up, but Lily just kept on sulking. Oh, she can't get out of bed. She's thinking about Leon. Oh, brother. This is really pretty. Autumn collection. Oh, you know what? Maybe I might color on this book. This kind of changing my mind halfway through this book that I might be able to get it together and do a little bit of coloring. A nice little wallpaper. So a lot of different things for everyone's coloring style, I think. Very cute. I think I like this book better than the previous ones that I do have. In the strange restaurant he'd wandered into, Leon was surprised to see the wise owl Baron. Baron was very happy to hear that Leon was searching for Lily. He told Leon how to find their house. I have to fly home while it's still dark out, but you must wait for the sun to rise and then walk in that direction. After a while, you'll come to a big town. Our friend Marie the mouse lives with her siblings in the town's tallest clock tower. Visit them first, and they'll help you guide you the rest of the way. Before I fly home, though, please enjoy a meal here at my special restaurant. You're a lucky cat. The restaurant only opens at Halloween. Some more. I like this. I would definitely color something like that. Call it Atrium. Winter collection. Snow globe. That's cute. Christmas. Oh, this is like a long seasonal journey this cat Leon is going on, seems like. Ooh, a blackout page. That looks really cool. Oh, it's like an advent calendar, I think, with all the different windows. 1, 2, 3, 7, 24. Does it have 24 days for Christmas? Yeah, I think so. I hadn't really looked at any flip-throughs of this book. Even I usually do that because I usually nosy and I can't wait, but I just didn't happen upon any. So this is a very nice surprise for once. I'm usually not very surprised. I usually like to find out everything. Oh, so there's Lily, and he spots her in the window, and they reunite here at the end. It says thank you. Very sweet. Did we miss any text that said they were back together? Or are we just supposed to assume through the pictures, I guess? Anyway, very sweet book. I really like this a lot. Definitely recommend. The papers does feel a little bit on the slick, maybe on the slick side, I would say, but thickness wise, I think it's fine. I think it's nice. You could always spray some fixative on top too, probably. I feel like a little bit more textured. Very happy to have this one. I'm glad I pre-ordered it. Sometimes I pre-order books like months in advance and I forget about them, or halfway through I'll be like, do I really need this book? And I cancel it. But I'm glad I didn't cancel that one. So next up, this is one this is a digital printout of the Coloring Heaven Vampire Special. This is 40 new and exclusive designs by N.S. Guerrero. I think this came out in January, maybe. I don't think it's I think it did come out in January. And I wasn't going to print it all out, but I was like, let me just print it all out, just because if I don't print it out, then I probably will forget about it. I have kind of like ADD. Like if something's not in front of my face on a regular basis, I totally forget about it. So this is the Vampire Special. She had mentioned, N.S. Guerrero, I do follow her on social media, that she was coming out with a coloring book soon. So I don't know if she was meaning this issue of Coloring Heaven, or she's actually coming out with a legit book. So I'm really hoping she does come out with a coloring book. I don't think she's ever done that before. She does sell, I don't think she has Etsy anymore. I think she used to, but now she has like a website, I think, where she just sells her PDFs or printable pages. I don't ever really know what we're calling these. PDFs, printable pages. I see people say printables and PDFs. Like PDF seems kind of like, when I type it out to make a title or something, I'm like, PDF sounds kind of funny, and I don't know if it's searchable or not. So some of these I'm not super crazy about. Like, I'm not really crazy. I probably wouldn't color that. I'm not really super crazy about bats per se, but I do really like the gothic images. And a bat, cat, some wolves. Like, I like the vampire and gothic vibes, but bats, I don't know, bats make me think of mice, like flying mice, or rats to me. So I'm not really into coloring those so much. Some really pretty gothic images in here to color. She also has, I was following her on Patreon for a while, but I kind of cut a lot of the Patreons I was following just because I needed to save money. And I think the only one I'm really following now, like paying for at the moment, is Lana Green. Everybody else, and I haven't been coloring so much either, so collecting all these coloring pages wasn't really necessary at the moment. Maybe in the future I might sign up again, but I do really like her a lot. She's one of my favorites. artists. Maybe sometime in the future we'll do a my favorite artists video. Next up, speaking of Lana Green and Patreon, I do have two of her latest images. These are from her February. They do have names, of course, but I totally don't remember what they are. I really like this one a lot. This one's really pretty. I definitely put this on my coloring list. I have a very long coloring list and very few complete colorings. And these three I picked up from an artist. I forget what her name is, but the name of her shop is, it's Mikku Arts. She's a Finnish illustrator living in Spain. So I definitely will, if you're new to her, I will put her info. I'll put everybody's info that I'm talking about here down below. But she has some, I think these are all the portraits that she had that I picked up. But she has other subject matters and clip arts she does too. There's some cute like animals and things like that. Alright, so now this book I did do a quick flip through on my shorts, on a shorts video. Yeah, I did. This is Flourish from Grazia Salvo. She also has a Patreon that you can follow. I did get some comments about this book that it was very expensive, and it is very expensive. Not necessarily the book is not necessarily expensive, but the shipping to the United States is very expensive. It is really unfortunate. If you do follow a lot of international artists, that it's becoming very difficult if you're in the US like me to get these books. Either get them shipped at all, or the shipping is like crazy expensive. But she did write to me and asked me, she talked to me a little bit about the possibility of my having to pay taxes when it came over. Not taxes, import fees and what have you. But I didn't actually end up having to do that. It came with no problems. Came from Italy, shipped actually I think it shipped really quick. With less than a week, I think I got it. And I do very much like this book a lot. The only thing is the paper is not as nice as some of her previous books that I've ordered from her. I don't know if she changed where she's getting her books printed, so just keep that in mind. There's also, she makes a spiral version as well. And for everyone that had pre-ordered this book, I did pre-order this, she offered to send an additional book because she did have to charge a little bit more for shipping costs. So she asked if we would, she gave us the opportunity to either cancel the order or she would add one of her previous books for free. And I did have all of her books already, so I just got an additional copy of one that I already had. So, but that was very nice of her to offer that. And I think she even did absorb some of the shipping costs on herself as well. So if you do like her art and you would like to support her or get some of her images, you can always check her out on Etsy and get digital versions probably. I think her Patreon, you can get these images from her Patreon. And I think she also just did a collaboration with a bunch of other artists as well. And then finally, I have these two books that I got. One is Karolina Kubikowska's new book. And then this one is Wild Dream by Emanuela Collin. So let's take a look at Karolina Kubikowska's book. I actually ordered these from Coolcraft Books. I did initially order this one from Karolina herself, but same kind of situation as with Grazia Salvo over in Italy. She's a Polish artist. She lives in Poland. She's had the same sort of issues with being able to ship to the United States. You know, it's a big mess. But in the end, you know, after some back and forth, I ended up just canceling it. But then I did find it available for about the same, probably costing me about the same on Coolcraft Books to get it shipped. And Coolcraft is in South Korea, so their restrictions aren't as bad as I guess some European countries are. This is the same thing. The paper is different than her previous books that I've gotten. Not that it's bad. It's very, very thick. It's kind of smooth. Let me get one of her older books. This is the last one that I picked up. This is a really nicely published one from Decomade. Decomade has gone out of business, unfortunately. So a lot of the artists the few artists that were published by Decomade, they went back to publishing on their own. Grazia Salvo and Carolina both were published by Decomade, and she unfortunately had to shut down her business due to rising costs and everything. So I don't know if you could still get this book anywhere. I don't think so. Maybe Carolina might have a few copies left, I think, on her Etsy shop. But this is a really older one before she even, I think, worked with Decomade. And she went back to the same kind of style as her previous, you know, her older books, printed books here. The difference here is, you can kind of see, it's more glossy. The ink is very much more glossy. This is more of a matte finish, I think, the ink wise anyway. And this is more of a cream. Let's say, I think this is thicker, more of a thick cardstock. I don't know if I prefer this color over this one. It's a little bit more like vintagey looking than this, but I am just happy to be able to have gotten this book because I waited too long for her previous book and now it's like totally sold out and I don't think you can get it anymore. So it's like, I know it's expensive, but that is also why I've kind of slowed down picking up just like any old coloring book. I'd rather save up for like a really nice artist-driven book that I know an artist actually, that I like, that I know worked on it by hand and everything. So that's kind of where I'm at as far as collecting books. It's not to say I might not pick up like an Amazon printed one every once in a while. If it's somebody that I know, you know, like maybe like a friend of mine or somebody that I follow regularly, and I see that they come out with a self-published book, I would probably pick it up. But on the whole, I'd rather not do that. I'd rather save for something a little bit more special that I could take out and look at and admire the artwork. This is an incredible amount of pages, too. I think this might work nicely with some other media as well. Might be going a little too fast. If you want me to do a slowed down version of a flip through of this, like with music, how I normally do, just let me know. I'll do it. But I don't want this to be a super long video. I'm always thinking, I'm like, oh, I'm going to pop on for like 10, 15 minutes, and then I end up talking for like 30 minutes. Very on theme with her other works. If you're a fan of hers, I definitely would try and get this one as a test, maybe a test page back here. in the back. Says, after having made so many books about magic and the spirit world of nature, it is time for me to give you a story about ghosts. Not some ordinary ones, but the ones that wish to get cozy with you in your home. I hope you will find a place in your heart for them, and that you will enjoy working on these images as I did when I was making them. Dive into the curious worlds that these images hold. The beautiful ghosts. And then it also has this really nice text in here. I'll be honest with you, when I read it, it made me tear up a little bit because I thought it was like really beautiful. So I don't know if I could even read it to you without getting a little misty. But it says, sometimes we feel lost, but the spirits always come find us. No matter what circumstances, what emotion, they are always watching, closely eyeing our next step. If we are lucky, the ghosts have us in their favor. Then they only wish to share a cup of tea down by the stream or have a cozy moment in the kitchen while you bake your apricot pie. Trapped inside an unseen world, they dance through the rooms only every once in a while, making the floorboards creak. Their story's already written, so they spin into the dark, waiting to be with you again. Do you feel them in the silence, cheering you on, not able to wipe your tears? They would like to slip a hand into yours, saying that this too shall pass. Their treasure boxes of memories buried somewhere in the woods, whispering, waiting to be discovered by a curious child and brought to light again. I heard once, we are only stories in the end. This is the story of the beautiful ghosts among us. So it's a really beautiful book. And I'm really happy that I was able to get it. I think I say that about every book, but I am really happy to be able to have that book. So this one is Wild Dreams. I think this came out about a year or so ago, and I had this on my mind to get, but I saw it pop up when I was ordering this, because I was like, let me order this in another book, so it's kind of like the shipping is not super crazy just for one book. And this is a little bit of a departure for this artist. She usually has the little small books, so I was really interested to pick this one up. It's a little bit, I think it's A4 size, and it has some spot over here to write some notes on the side. It's really pretty. It definitely could use two different medias like watercolors. This one's really cute. There are not that many images. It's two sets of, I don't know, 10 or 20, probably 10. I'm not sure. Maybe 20. I forget. But this is something I think would be really nice to whip out some wet media like watercolors over here, and maybe pencil. I would do the little girl in the center. I have, I think the first three of these books, the small little square books from this artist. I've been a little bit more brave enough to color them lately. I usually like to do something in them when I'm doing some sort of demo or pencil or something lately. They're small enough to be quick. Yeah, it starts all over again. Doubles. Very nice constructed cardboard. Very thick pages, and they're also perforated, so you can take them out. I'm very precious about ripping out pages of books. I very rarely, if ever, do that. So, Wild Dreams, and it shows 2 times. French designs. Oh, it's 30 designs. So it's 15 2 times. 250 grams paper. So that's all I have for you guys today. I do have a few sponsored videos I have to do soon, very soon actually. I should be really working on this one, that I have to do. And I got distracted by all these books. I was like, oh, that could wait. So if you guys have any questions for me on any of these books or anything else, please feel free to leave me a message down below. My email address, if you have any private inquiries you'd like to message me about that you don't want everyone to see in the comments, you can always email me too. So I hope you guys all have a really great rest of your day. Happy coloring, and I'll see you next time.